I know it's only been like 3 days, but we have got to talk about that ending to Super Mario Bros. Wonder. Okay, so real quick, obviously, disclaimer, because you know what this video is about. If you clicked on this video, you know it's about the end of Super Mario Bros. Wonder, so there shouldn't be any, like, spoiler warning here, because, I mean, that's literally what this video is about. So let's just dive right on into it. The very end of Mario Wonder. Is it good? It is very good. It is actually really good. I actually smiled ear to ear on the entire journey to Bowser's Castle itself. So at the very end of the game, you go to Bowser's airship thing that he's flying in the air, and there's like 4 stages that you have to complete before actually getting into the final boss fight in the final level. If you know me, I really love the Hammer Bros and the Bullet Bills within the Mario series. They're some of my favorite Bowser enemies. But the end of this game gives you not 1, not 2, but 3 brand new Bullet Bill designs, which is insane. All right, I just had to get that out the gate. We'll talk about it when we get there. First level. So the first level introduces a brand new Bullet Bill called Missile Megs. And I think it's like a female version of the Bullet Bill, which is awesome. This is just like the coolest thing ever. You can actually ride these things like Tony Hawk Pro Skater, and like they'll slowly go down to the ground. And it's just like the coolest thing ever. I can't really explain it. I love these things. Being able to ride these things and control them in like a 3D Mario would be phenomenal. But I just love going through this stage and just seeing these things fly around and jumping on them and platforming off of them. Also, the background is so freaking alive in these last couple of stages. You can see Bowser's pillars moving up and down to the beat, and so are the Goombas in the background jumping to the beat. It's just perfect. The Wonder event just takes it to the next level for me. It has this gigantic Missile Meg shoot out of the ground. It's all black like a Bullet Bill, and it's segmented. It only has 1 head. It's just like one long Bullet Bill with multiple arms, which is really cool. But then the shells break off of it into many different Missile Megs. Like, that is such a cool animation. Whoever thought of that, it needs a raise. Then you fly out of the castle area into this beautiful looking sky with like these rainbow clouds coming out of the exhaust from the Missile Megs, and it's just a beautiful scene. You can see the giant Bowser castle head in the background, and it's kind of like looking at Mario. You can see the head move too. It's just too good. Lighting of this scene and just the way this looks, I know we've seen this clips of this like in the trailer and stuff, but like, this is one of the best looking Mario stages I think I've ever seen in my entire life. It's such a beauty to just play around on, and like, I didn't want it to end. I wanted this Wonder event to just keep going. Then it slows down just a little bit with a high voltage stage where you're going through this factory setting with all this electricity bustling through, and it's your job to watch out for the different enemies that are a conductant of electricity. You want to kind of dodge them or throw bubbles at them to get them out the way. But the Wonder event actually is a really cool callback because it makes you kind of metal. You can turn into Metal Mario, and it actually plays the Metal Cap theme from Mario 64 as you're running through the area conducting electricity yourself. It's really neat. Then the third stage introduces a brand new Seeker type of Bullet Bill that's able to stick to surfaces. Like, what? Who comes up with these things? It's so great, though, because I'm not gonna lie, these can be very tough enemies because they'll fly by you and you'll just think in your head, oh, it's a Bullet Bill, they're just gonna go right by, but then they stick to the ground nearby and get ready to launch at you again. The only way to get rid of these things is to actually track them down or hit them, or if they fly off screen somewhere, which is a really cool concept, so you never know if they're truly gone until you take them out yourself. Then there's a Wonder event where you get a freaking pirate ship. Like, what? You get this little like block pirate ship, and the enemies can actually break it down if they're like launching onto it, and it will reheal itself after a while. But it's your job to jump on the little cannon button in order to shoot cannonballs out in front of you and break the terrain. Like, it's beautiful. It's brilliant even. And then the final phase in the end are these giant fiery fist Bowser hands that try to punch you as you're walking through corridors. Then guess what we had to my surprise that made me grin ear to ear? New Bullet Bills again. Yes, we have like these dragon chain linked Bullet Bills that also follow you as well. And they have like different segments to them all the way leading up to a tail end, which is really cool. You can hit any segment in order to defeat them, but they follow you around like a giant dragon or serpent flying through the air. It's so good. Bullet Bill fans, we ate. And then at the end of the stage, this happens. Like, what? Your character hits a freaking pose at the end, and it's like entering this new segment where Bowser's Blazing Beat starts playing, and it's like this beat type of level now, kind of like a Rhythm Heaven game, and you have to jump at the right time in order to dodge the fist on some of the straightaways. but like, it's like a concert, and Mario's like, I'm here for it. It's crazy. I think it just still blows my mind that this is just a 2D Mario game. Like, this is coming from the same series as New Super Mario Brothers, who had us fight some dinosaurs on a spinning wheel. Like, this is crazy. This is such a step up. It feels like it's a 3D developed Mario game, just made in 2D. And I just love these last couple of stages so much and the theming behind them. I've seen a lot of people online even bring up the fact that it's like a factory stage taking over nature, which is the Flower Kingdom. So it's kind of like, you know, machine taking over nature. It's really cool. I love the whole theming. I think the castle areas look so good. It's almost like a Neo Bowser castle with the green, you know, neon liquid coming from the ground. It's not just like a bland gray castle that we've seen time and time again. They amped up the colors and just the theming of everything. It feels so different. Then we get to the final level of the game, being Bowser's Rage stage. Let's dive into this one. So Bowser Jr. and whoever this is comes on screen, because you don't see him literally the entire game besides spawning in some airships. I don't know what that was about. Like, seriously, we need justice for our boy Kamek, like, because what was even his role in this game? Anyways, Bowser Jr. lands on the stage and causes a wonder mess to occur. And also, this is the last time you see Bowser Jr. He just does not appear anymore. He just kind of knocks himself out, and that's it. Like, you don't fight him anymore. That's it. Like, what? But you go through this castle stage, and it's like a big mixture of all the wonder events that you've done so far, which, let me tell you right now, is the greatest idea Nintendo has ever done. I mean, seriously, that's how final level should be. It should be a culmination of all the things that you've done on your adventure that puts you to one final test before fighting the final boss. And that's exactly what this stage does. It lets you reminisce some of the greatest wonder events in the game. It puts you through a mini gauntlet of weird warped things going on. I love it so much. It's like a wonder flower just threw up all over this stage. They even have another musical number where they're all like slammed together. You have the piranha plant singing, the spikes jumping up and down, throwing those spike balls at you, singing as well. The pumpkin scene, the King Boo scene as him chasing you. It's all here. Like, this is an ending. This shows you too that a game doesn't necessarily need to be hard to be a lot of fun, as this game really isn't that hard at all, and this final stage isn't difficult either. It's just a blast. Like, seriously, I want to go back and replay this again and again and again. It's so much fun going through random wonder events, you know, in a single stage. This was brilliantly put together, and of course, it ends it with the thing that started the game, the moving pipes. Like, come on, it's full circle. And here we are with the final boss of the game, being a head and hands boss. Who would have thought? All jokes aside though, for a game with probably the least amount of interesting boss battles, this was actually a really fun boss battle to play against. It actually had us taking out Bowser's head and also his hands as well by actually attacking him, not just hitting a switch, even though technically you're hitting a switch. It's not just random jumping either. You actually have to jump on beat, which means you need to use the music of the game. You need to turn your TV on. If you're deaf, I don't understand how you're supposed to do this. But this was really cool. They actually will switch the floors too to bounce up at different intervals with the pink and blue sections, which means you have to jump on beat in the right section as well. And eventually there's tons of different segments of the floor, which means you have to find the right one to jump at the right time. And also you'll need to use these boosts in order to jump over some of its attacks as well. I will say this is actually probably my favorite final boss battle in a 2D Mario game. I thought it was executed really well, and I am very shocked that they didn't have other bosses that kind of did stuff like this throughout the entire game, but at least they gave us one with Bowser, and it was actually a fairly good one to end the game with. And then what better way to end a final Bowser boss battle than to have Mario make his way to the Switch in order to drop the drawbridge, but this time drop Bowser's head. Could they have done a little bit more with all the wonder effects and stuff in this game? Probably, yes, but this was just a really good, satisfying ending, and I love the slow-mo of cracking that button on his head. But with that said, I'm still not done with the ending, because there's something else that I want to talk about, and I can't believe I'm going to be talking about this. But the credits. Now, I always watch the credits and listen to the music, but I'm somebody that never really enjoys the little mini games that they tie into it. Not even like the ones from Smash Brothers where you shoot them up and stuff. They're really just not that interesting to me. But this one in particular, is so freaking cool. It literally takes you through like almost all the wonder events that you've already experienced, and it keeps track of all the names that you touch with a star counter. So you'll go through all of these different wonder effects, you know, all different ones throughout the entire course of the game, and it also will play you a little medley of all the stages that you've played already with the music. And yeah, you just kind of go through touching all these and trying to get a high score by doing all these different things, which is really, really cool. Like, I thought it was super fun. Like, I literally was invested in the credits. How many times can you say that a game's credits was actually fun to play? So like, hats off to the development team for doing this, because it made me really want to stick around and just play through the whole thing. Like, I'm sure even small children are going to enjoy this because it's just so nonchalant fun and just like more part of the game, like a bonus level, it felt like, if anything. But I felt like Mario Wonder ended in a great way, and I definitely was satisfied with everything that they gave us to end this game. But as far as the post game with the bonus world, that's for another video.